Hi Dave, it's Ansley again, the Spirit Chick, and I want to tell you another one of my ghost stories today. This is a story of when I was just a wee lass and a bit of an amateur. It is still a fantastic experience I had, very real, very frightening, and I would give anything to have this experience again. So this story takes place in Gold Hill, Nevada. Gold Hill, Nevada is an old little mining town right next to Virginia City, Nevada that's very popular, very well known in the paranormal field, and just historically as well. Gold Hill, Nevada used to be this massive place that had so many businesses and houses, and now it's just this tiny, tiny little town that only has a couple houses. This was way back within the first year or two of me investigating, so this was about 8 or 9 years ago. And there's this hotel called the Gold Hill Hotel. Let me tell you, there's quite a few things that happened at this hotel. First and foremost, the most well-known is the fire at the Yellow Jacket mine right behind the Gold Hill Hotel. This fire claimed the lives of between 40 and 50 miners, and it's still said to be very haunted and have a lot of energy there today. Right in front of where this happened, there's the Gold Hill Hotel that has a number of spirits as well. There is a spirit of a prostitute there, and also a well-known spirit of a man named William. And this is the man I'm going to talk about today. Lots of claims go into Gold Hill and this area in general. The most popular is a poltergeist activity happening in room 5 at the Gold Hill Hotel. And because being the investigator I am, I wanted to see this for myself, so we booked this room. There's a lot of stories going around with William. Said he was a cigar smoker. It's rumored that he had a love affair with this prostitute in room 4 that was directly next to his room, and it's also rumored that he had a baby with this prostitute and took the baby and threw it down a mine shaft. Now, none of these are documented as historically proven, but these are very interesting legends that are associated with the hotel. So I went to this place looking to encounter William and hopefully communicate with him and get to the bottom of all this. The number one claim about William's room, though, is that when he's present you will smell cigar smoke, but also at about 3 to 4 in the morning. It's said that he scares guests out of his room. And he doesn't do this in a knocking on the wall or making eerie noises kind of way. No, our boy William goes out of his way and grabs the end of the bed and shakes it viciously while you're sleeping in it. Pretty awesome, right? So I went there hoping this was going to happen to me. And you get into this room and you see the end of the bed, and it's this beautiful old bed frame, and there's a giant crack on the bottom of it. And it almost looks like somebody's been viciously shaking it, and that's why that crack's there, but who knows. So, Spirit Dude and I, which is my cameraman, we did a lot of investigating that night. We had, K2 meters, we had the camera out, we had digital recorders doing EVP, and just basic equipment. This was before the times of the Mel meter and the spirit box and the Ovilus and all the fancy stuff that I have now. So, we weren't really getting anything. We got a couple hits on the K2, so nothing that was really for sure proven. But because we were amateur investigators, we did start getting tired around midnight. Spirit Dude did pass out at this time, but I did remain awake until about 3:30. I laid on this bed holding the GoPro. Spirit Dude was asleep next to me, and I just had a little tiny camera just sitting there hoping that something was going to happen. I was staring around the room, just scanning it constantly, hoping I would see something out of the corner of my eye or see a shadow, but nothing was happening, and I was getting very disappointed. I started getting very exhausted, literally like 5 minutes before 3:30. And I was like, no, I gotta stay awake. But, my body didn't want to listen to that, and so I ended up drooping my head, turning the camera down, and dropping it off the bed without realizing it. And this was like 2 minutes before 3:30. And within a couple minutes, I was woken up by a vibration. Not talking about an energy vibration. I woke up because I was moving. And I woke up in a panic. What's going on? The bed's shaking. No joke, the bed is shaking. Spirit Dude is sound asleep next to me. The bed is shaking. I don't know what to do. I'm not freaked out. I'm excited, but I'm also trying to think like an investigator and figure out what could naturally be causing this. There's nothing else shaking, so I know it's not an earthquake. I'm not moving the bed. Spirit Dude's not moving the bed. There's literally no reason for this bed to be shaking. I hit Spirit Dude. I'm like, wake up, wake up, wake up. The bed's shaking. And he starts like whining and yelling and groaning in his sleep. And I've never heard him do that. He wakes up, and as soon as he wakes up, the bed stops. And he goes, what was going on? What's wrong? And I said the bed was shaking, and I hopped out of bed, I ran across the room to grab the K2 meter, and I run back, and when I get to the end of the bed, it is dead. There's nothing going on again. And then Spirit Dude then confesses that he was having a very intense nightmare of a shadow man chasing him and attacking him in his sleep. And so we wondered if perhaps there was a link between the bed moving, and the spirit perhaps manipulating his dream. So after that, I was clearly awake for the rest of the night. Nothing else happened. I had the K2 on the whole night. I had the camera again. Absolutely no other activity. The next morning, we were gonna leave. Nothing else happened. And I was a little bummed out that we didn't really have much activity, but you know, that's how it is with investigations. And so I went to the bathroom and I was doing my makeup before we left. As I'm standing in the bathroom, I suddenly start to feel this warm feeling come around me, almost like in a circular kind of motion. It's like it's surrounding me. And the smell of cigar smoke is very, very prominent, almost like I was smoking it myself, like it's right in my face. And I remembered the claim of William. When he's present, they say that cigar smoke follows him because that was his smell, because he's always smoking a cigar. And so I have a K2 in the bathroom with me. I click it on and I turn, and suddenly it starts going red. This is detecting EMF, which is electromagnetic fields, which is said to be energy that spirits give off. And as I turn and feel this, I go, Spirit Dude, grab the camera, and he runs in with the other K2 meter. It starts going nuts. As soon as he clicks it on, it's gone. The smell of smoke literally gone like that. Completely gone. The energy's gone. I don't feel anything surrounding me anymore, and it's totally done. I literally ran out of the room to check the rest of the hotel to see if anybody was smoking cigars, and we were actually the only guests in the hotel at this time because it was the middle of winter. I went downstairs to the saloon. I checked. There was nobody smoking there. There was no smell of cigar smoke anywhere else in this building except for when I was in that bathroom. And literally, the coolest part of that is how quickly that smoke disappeared. It wasn't like a faded away. It literally was just like gone. And there's no explanation for it. We don't smoke. There was nobody else in the hotel, and it was amazing. That was one of my absolute favorite experiences. I will never forget. I think William had a little bit more respect for me after that. I think that's why he presented himself that way at the end of the investigation, to kind of be like, hey, I think you earned it. And it's definitely been an experience that stuck with me 8 years later, so. That's my story today. I hope you enjoyed. That's the Spirit Chick signing off. Thank you for listening to my story, and I'll see you later. Bye!